Hello traders and investors, welcome back to the Trend Trader channel. In today's video, I just want to share with you something that we are seeing in the market. Basically, now we are looking at the chart of the Nasdaq Composite. What we are looking at here, you see that Nasdaq is starting to form a series of higher lows. As we can see, this low is higher than this low, and the more recent low is higher than the previous low. However, the points there of Nasdaq is still stuck within this range. Ideally, we want to see Nasdaq breaking above this level, maybe with a bit of a retest before Nasdaq continue to push further up there. But at the moment, this is the setup that we are seeing, and this setup is encouraging because, as you can see, for quite some time since November 2020, we saw that Nasdaq has been on a decline. If you're invested in the US companies, you would see that some of your position may have fallen or even went to red because of this Nasdaq falling. But it was not just Nasdaq, it was also with the other general market indices such as the S&P 500, the Dow Jones Industrial Composite, and also the Russell 3000 or 2000, which is the small caps fund. But as we are looking at this Nasdaq Composite Index, then we can see that the volatility, or maybe the dropping, is starting to come down a bit as we see this series of higher lows, which is encouraging. We just need to break above this 11,700 or just 12,000 points before we can have that nice positive confirmation that the general market indices are bottoming. But once again, like I said, it is the same thing that or it is a similar picture that we see with the other general market indices. Let me just switch off the volume so that you can see easily. As you can see here, now the market is starting to make these current lows, and then the S&P 500, it tried to push. Remember, this is just the general market. We've got plenty of companies. Some are good performers, some are not good performers. So in all cases, the general market indices are always going to lag a bit, but there will be individual companies that are running much quicker compared to the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq there. So if you want to be an investor, particularly a long-term investor, you can consider buying the QQQ ETF, which just tracks the Nasdaq index there. As you can see, the Nasdaq at about 11,700 points, but the price of this triple Q ETF, it's about 298 or just about $300 there. So my plan is to buy Nasdaq at this current price, or if it breaks above $300 per share, then have my stop just below this recent low there. So that will be the risk that I'm taking. As we know that the general market over the long run, it has a positive bias, meaning that it is more likely to go up than to go down. So since the market was dropping, there are going to be some overhead resistance. As you can see, there's this resistance level here. We can expect that the ETF is going to struggle a bit around this level, and then we can see the other previous trade levels. These are all the levels where we expect the ETF to struggle a bit. But once some of the stocks or majority of the stocks within the Nasdaq exchange, then we can expect to see that Nasdaq is going to continue to push further up. So that is something that you need to keep in mind. And also, if you're not interested in investing in that QQQ ETF, there are plenty of other ETFs that you can look at. Remember, we made a video where we're talking about the Vanguard ETF. We mentioned that you can buy the Vanguard total stock market ETF, even though it's not my favorite, but the total expense ratio here is 0.03%. So it's like you are getting this ETF for free. Then you can also buy this VOO, which has a total expense ratio of 0.1%. The chart pattern, it looks similar, but my favorite in the Vanguard ETF is the Vanguard S&P 500 Growth Fund. So you see this one has that extra G compared to the VOO. This one is more tilted to the growth stocks. Depending on the situation, the VOOG can sometimes outperform the VOO, but that could be just a subjective view from my side. So just make sure that you make your own decision. Other things that are promising at the moment, we saw the price of Bitcoin USD, that it seemed to be bottoming as well. If you look at Bitcoin at this moment, you can see that it's forming this nice. Initially it broke above this level here, so the potential overhead resistance level is somewhere near $30 per share, 30,000 US dollars per coin. But remember, these things are volatile. They still have this like sort of a downline. So once we see Bitcoin trading above this level, then we can have that bit of a confidence that it can go to 30,000 per coin. But this is just a speculation. Don't go all deep in this into these coins, because if then it starts to go lower, then you can easily lose money. Always make sure that you practice sound risk management. Another one that we saw it also trading well in the past weeks was Ethereum. As you can see, we saw a similar setup from Ethereum. Once again, we're looking at Ethereum around this level of what is going to happen, just below that $1,800 per coin there as well. Then the other ones that we normally look at is XRP and Matic. So the other coin that we want to look at is XRP. As you can see, XRP is already at its overhead resistance level there. So we just want to see XRP breaking above this level. Once XRP is above this level, the next potential area of value is going to be somewhere around 45 cents. Once it's above 45 cents, then we can expect it to continue to push further up, maybe up to 60 cents. But these are all projections. Like we said, all these things are just speculative. Always ensure that you have a stop loss, even though it might look like it's low risk on paper, but at all times make sure that you practice a sound risk management. Then you can be able to realize those potential profits. In the previous video, we spoke about Roblox and Apple. We mentioned that we'll be taking position in these stocks. As you can see, Roblox at the moment, it is just moving sideways. It is not pushing up as we wanted it to go. And then Apple, they reported that they will be cutting some jobs. So we saw that when they reported that on Monday, the share price, it pulled back a bit here. You can see the red candle on Monday after they made that announcement. But yesterday, the price of Apple, it continued to push further up, coming back to that opening price of Monday, which was $151 per share. So we still have our position, so we expect Apple to continue to push further up there. But remember, we noted that there could be some resistance around this level, so that is why we're starting to see that there are some challenges here there. Maybe there will be a bit of consolidation before the price break further up, but at the moment as we speak, we do have a position here on Apple. And then another trade that we shared on TradingView and that we shared on Twitter. If you are not following us on Twitter, make sure that you follow us on Twitter. Our handle is TrendTrader at TrendTrader JSE. So we're looking at the British American Tobacco, South Africa. We mentioned that once we start to see British American Tobacco trading above this level, then we can expect the share price to continue to push further up. So on Monday, we took a position here just around 714 rand per share. We still have that position. You can see the price at the moment is at 721, but we cannot celebrate that it's too early. The share price still need to break above 730 before the bullish momentum is confirmed. The reason why we are saying 730 is because if you look at the weekly time frame, you can see that the share price is actually at an area of value, so anything is possible around this level. As you can see, this high there. So why 730? Because of this week here. This week is just around 730 there. So we want to see the share price crossing above this week, then we'll be happy to say that okay, now above 730, we can then expect British American Tobacco to continue to push further up. Right, just a quick recap. We mentioned that we're looking at the QQQ, or just the Nasdaq Composite, and we mentioned that it seems like now it is bottoming. The Nasdaq Composite is bottoming, but if you look at the bigger picture, like we're looking at the daily time frame, we're looking at this just small window there, and then we're looking for this breakout here, which coincide with this level there. There's still a lot of overhead resistance from Nasdaq before it comes back to reclaim that high there. We don't know how long it's going to take for it to reclaim that high. If you look how this fall happened, it just took a quicker period compared to the share or to the value of the Nasdaq rising all the way up there. It took quite some time for it to reach that high, but to look at when it came back to the same level, it just happened rapidly. So you shouldn't have too much high hopes in there. That is why we prefer that we invest in the ETF, because the ETF will be paying us distributions while we are waiting for Nasdaq to reclaim that previous high, if it does reclaim that previous high. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed the content, please click subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and also please consider liking this video and feel free to share it with other people. Like we said, you can follow us on our Twitter there. You can also follow us on Instagram if you want to see the other stuff that you post on Instagram. So that's it for today. We will see you in the next video.